Hey guys, got the NX4510 here. Just rolled over the 100-hour mark, so I figured we'd go ahead and do the 100-hour service and the 50-hour service. Just bought this at the beginning of the year from an individual at 78 hours who claimed he had already done the 50-hour service, but when buying from an individual, whether it be a vehicle or any equipment, I would definitely take that with a grain of salt. We're going to be doing the oil and the oil filter, the hydrostat filter, and the hydraulic filter. Whenever I got a quote to get the 50-hour service done, it was going to be $419, which is kind of pricey in my book, considering you just buy a tractor and at 50 hours it's going to be $420. So, but I did go to my local dealership, and here are the part numbers for the filters. It was going to be $146, so with some basic mechanic knowledge, you can definitely save a lot of money. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start on the, I would say, the passenger side. If you're facing the tractor, it'll be the left side. We're going to go over here and pop the hood. So it's this lever right here. Alright, and obviously you're going to want to go ahead and blow everything out, wash it off with a water hose, pressure wash it if you want to. But right here we have the oil filter. Now we're going to go underneath where there are two drain plugs. It's going to be a 17 millimeter. I just have this mat. It's actually from an old truck bed mat. Figured it's better than laying on rocks, so let's get down underneath. So underneath we have two drain plugs. We'll go ahead and get that going. And as you can see, it's draining out. It's pretty black, which it's kind of standard for a diesel. I did let it run for probably 2 or 3 minutes, like the owner's manual said. And then we'll start on the filter once this is done draining. Alright, we have a pair of pliers on the oil filter, which I had to break it loose before we even started filming, because it was pretty tight. Let it drain out a little bit. Which obviously there's no way to turn around and fill this up and then put it on. But I will definitely recommend, and I don't know if the previous owner did this or even if he did an oil change, but I will definitely recommend putting a light film of oil around the gasket prior to sealing. It should make it a whole lot easier to come off. Alright, you are going to need some sort of a wrench to break this stem off. It simply unscrews off of this one, and then it'll screw right back in on this one. Tighten it up. You don't need to bow up on it or anything. Just get it nice and snug. And like I said, you will definitely want to take some oil, some clean oil, and lube up this gasket on the oil filter. And then it should be ready to tighten right back in. After you get everything good and snug, I definitely recommend go ahead and give everything a good wipe down. You don't want any excess oil out. Just in case you do end up having an oil leak, you can actually pinpoint where it's at. So. Alright, we should be able to add the oil now. Alright, if you come up under here, right behind the fuel filter, there's a little knob. That's where you actually put the oil in it. And with a regular funnel, it's very, very hard, and you probably get pretty messy. So I would definitely recommend a funnel system like this with a flexible hose. It'll definitely minimize the oil spillage, if any. And obviously I can't do this and film at the same time, so I'm going to go ahead and fill it up and then we'll go from there. Alright, so after you get done filling it, you're going to put your filler cap back on. Now you're going to want to check it. So to check it, there is this dipstick right here. I already checked it, so we know we're good. You're also going to want to turn it on, let the oil circulate into the oil filter, and then add oil if needed. So let's go ahead and do that. So now that the oil's done, we're going to do the hydrostat filter. You're going to go to the driver's side. I call it the driver's side. It'll be the right side if you're facing the tractor. And right behind the gas can is the hydraulic filter, or sorry, the hydrostat filter. So go ahead and break that loose, get it going. I would definitely recommend a good oil filter wrench. This one's kind of a universal one, but it's got a good bite on it once it starts. Alright. Make sure your pan is in place. So one thing I do want to touch base on is going back to what people say versus what people actually do. This is the original hydraulic filter. I'm sorry, the hydrostat filter that was supposed to be changed at 50 hours when he said he did it. You can tell it's the original one because Kioti painted it black after it had already been installed. You also want to make sure that you grab the oil or this O-ring and lube the new one up, which it had already done prior to installation. And then you're going to want to obviously clean everything up. That way whenever you get it going, you can also check for leaks again. Alright, and the final filter we're going to do is going to be the hydraulic filter. So we're going to go back over here to the, I'm going to call it the passenger side, the left side of the tractor. And then it's going to be right behind the step, as you can see right here. Alright. So after breaking this loose, I'm going to go and undo this, let the hydraulic oil drain. Alright. Going to lube up the new filter and put this one on. So after you get that good and snug, we're gonna start it up, let it run for a few minutes, and we're gonna come back to the back, and right here is the dipstick. So obviously I'm going to be a little bit low anyway because a little bit came out the filter, but after it runs for a few minutes, we'll check it again and then add as needed. Alright, after you start it up, let it run for a few minutes. You're going to check and add if needed, which I did. And one last thing I like to do is write on the actual filter the day I do this. So which is 5/7/2020 and at 105 hours. I'm going to go through and do that to every single filter. And then we'll be all done. Thanks for watching. If you guys like it, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a good day.